Okay, this is the first round of the free for all tournament hosted by Turin. Um, it was typically pools of four. I wasn't. I was in a pool that only had two players, so I got thrown into pool D as an extra, and so it was a five-player free for all. The map is on a mega random map. So here we can see at the bottom. I spot at the top, and I'm playing as the Mongols. Here we have Allied Trex, and he is playing as Delhi. He's spawning in the north western corner. And here we have the English with the Bug TC, Vice Bro, spawning in the south western corner. And we have in the south Super Oxide, who is coming as France. And in the east, almost southeast, is None or None. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. And then if we look at the mini map, it's a pretty interesting map. We have this river system that comes through, divides it into basically three big islands. I got a super lucky spawn where I basically get this big island. In terms of space and distance, I guess we're all equidistant. I think green is a little bit closer to red than he is to me, and red is also a little bit closer to blue. I think all of these players are closer to each other than they are than I am to teal, and then I am to green. I think teal could have spawned a little bit closer to me, to have been a little bit more balanced, and green perhaps a little bit closer. But again, the rivers kind of define that, and then sure, you can take the river and use the river and not really have to consider it a border, but it is always basically a border and just naturally becomes a border. There's a couple of little ponds here. This bottom pond literally has nothing in it. It's just wasted space. This one at least has some deep fish and some shore fish. And this lake on the west was actually decent. It had what is it? It's five, yeah, five deep fish. So it had some decent food income there. Um, so yeah, I got a really lucky spawn because I get this whole big island pretty much to myself. Tio also had a nice sized island all to himself. Green has got this kind of cutoff here, and he kind of gets this top portion. Blue's got, he's got a big area, but it's more wide. So blue and red both got a little bit tougher spawns here, I'd say. I think red got probably the toughest spawn. Um, I feel like he's definitely closed in between blue and green. But I mean, technically, if he can wall up here before green does, he'd be taking control. But this front between him and blue is between him and super oxide is a really big wall. That's a really big wall to make and to hold here. So that's kind of a big issue. So I I'm playing Mongols. I'm just trying to boom up as quick as I can. Let's well, I guess we'll keep looking at the map real quick. I've got two relics on the top. He's got None's got two relics on his island, and this big island's got four relics. So everyone's got a pretty even distribution of relics. I think. Well, I guess me and None technically have an advantage because we both have two to ourselves, and meanwhile these four are going to be contested. Green probably has the least chance of grabbing relics. Well, I guess this one's technically close. I do spot him walling off here, which is fine with me. I'd rather have a wall here and not have to worry about it. So I kind of feel like, he's worried about aggression, so I just let it be. Red's just farming. He's aging up too. Here we have aging up here as well. He's also aging up. So everybody's aging up. I'm not aging up yet. Everyone but me is aging up. And let's look at so I just started aging up. So my vision here, I can see that he walled here, and I was just kind of checking out the river and seeing what I can. I've already spotted None, that he's down here, so that was already going to be kind of my target. I don't see any trading. Sorry. I don't see any trading outposts or neutral trading sites, so I don't go for Silver Tree. Just go for the Deer Stones. My build is currently it's a really balanced build, or at least it was. You know, I'm rushing up the age up with 8 on the tower, but it's a balanced build, so I have the infrastructure to kind of sustain my economy while I'm aging up, and I've got a standard Uvu, you know, so I was gonna age up and kind of put pressure on None. I already had that in my mind. Vice Bro, he's kind of checked out and see where green is. He's just scouting blue now. He's just kind of doing his own thing here. He's picking up a bunch of stones, so it looks like he's gonna go for second to see. It looks like he's trying to boom, and he's not too worried about scouting. He's seeing green. He's just noticing blue, so he's just been kind of focusing on his own thing. Super Oxide, same thing. It seems like he's noticed red, but he's done more a thorough scout of red. Didn't really check out green fully. It looks like his scout came back. He's a little bit more spread out, collecting food that's outlying. I think he noticed None. Let's see. So I think he's just out of None's vision. Yeah, so he was just out of vision for noticing None. None has started to wall here. None, I believe, saw red, has seen green, has seen me, and he's also seen, yeah, he's seen Super Oxide as well. So None's got a really good idea of what's happening all over the map here, and he's been checking it out, and he just spotted that I've got my archery range coming up. I've got an outpost coming up. So yeah, and he plants right here just to kind of see what's happening. And then Trex, he hasn't scouted me at all, but he's walled off. He's dropping a dock, so he's gonna start booming on his he's got scouts on the outliers, and he's dropping a big wall here. So he's securing that first big connection. So my first Manga Dire out, my Khan is out. I see him scouting me. I don't want him to have a lot of info on me. So, and I am going to start raiding him, so I want to start taking out these scouts immediately. And I'm already up to 4 Manga Die here. And I got 2 more on the way. So I'm going to just start putting heavy on the pressure on him here shortly. I've got 26 eco to his 27, so we're pretty even. I'm assuming Super Oxide, yeah, he's already got 31. Vice Bro 28, and Allied Trex 34. So it looks like I'm probably the furthest behind in terms of villager count. And so is None. I've got 28, and None's got 28. So here at like the 8-minute mark, with pretty much around 30 villagers, is kind of where I'm able to maintain None throughout the match. I do play super aggressive here. Let's see. Super Oxide, he's also built a good force here. It looks like he's been raiding, and he is raiding Vice Bro a little bit. He's keeping him off gold, so he's already harassing and wanting to play aggressive against him. I'm raiding, but a little bit. He's trying to pump out some horsemen, so that's gonna be a little bit of an issue. Red, Vice Bro also has a little bit of an army here. Not much, just a little bit, and that's not gonna be able to fight this French force either. So he has to be a little bit careful about how he commits. Allied Trex is, let's see over here real quick. Pick off a villager and just kind of harassing here. But Allied Trex He has 14 military. I wonder where his military is. He's capturing a sacred site. Do his fishing boats count as military? I'm slightly confused. I don't see his military. He's got one monk. He's got a villager. It says he's got 15 military. I guess we'll see here. Once this boat finishes, if he comes up to 16. Yeah, he does. So he gets 2 military per for his dock. So that's where his military count's coming from. Okay. Vice Bro's kind of pushed up here. He's kind of trying to keep the distance here. He's walled off his gold, trying to protect himself a little bit. Super Ox has got a pretty good lead in terms of military here. And he's not too worried about the English player. It looks like that early rates gave him a little bit of confidence. And he's going to lose a lot of villagers here. Yeah. 4 villagers are going to get killed. Yeah, that's a good little raid. But this army's coming up and it's going to mop the floor here. I've started creeping forward with towers. Knights are just pulling away the spearmen. There it goes. Archers are focusing spearmen, and yeah, it's gonna be a pretty rough loss for our English player, because that early aggression was good, but he should have just started to retreat, because he knew that the blue player had some knights that he was harassing him with before. So staying, deep in English territory without any cav when you're playing against knights, that's definitely the risk you run, is that the archers come and the knights come and they catch up and they hit you. So I'm raiding over here. Let's go to None's perspective. So yeah, he's at 23 villagers now. We're at the 12-minute mark. It's 4 minutes later, and he's lost a bunch of villagers. Now here I lose a whole bunch of Mangadai. Not entirely sure. I mean, it's probably worth it. So I lose basically almost my entire military force, Khan included. But he's down to 22 villagers, so he hasn't been able to really progress up on that. And I still have a good amount of a decent enough army to kind of hold if he pushes me, which I knew he didn't really have much. I knew he had just a couple of horsemen, so I wasn't too worried. Super Oxide here is starting to push. He didn't, I guess, like that raid, and he wants to start pressing the English player, who's gotten too comfortable. Just sallying out, annoying him over here, really. Green's got a ton of gold. Wow, he's just got tons and tons of gold here. So he's got a ton of eco. He's kind of suffering on food right now. I got a ton of food. Everybody's kind of doing a pretty decent job. I'm the one I got the biggest bank of food, I guess, that needed to be used. I guess I was storing up too much. Goes up with the guild hall. We'll see what he changes it to. I don't think he's gonna leave it on food. Yeah, so he switches to gold. A good call. Towers just shooting each other here. No, not a real fight. Oh, dropping a couple stables. So I'm committing to this fort base. He's at basically 30 villages right now. France is taking a really forward position here. Has started to get the berries and the gold. They started to build a dock here, which is a good move. He's got 7 fishing ships. That was a really good move in terms of trying to stabilize his eco and normalize his eco. I wonder if this is considered military. I don't think that's considered military for him. Yeah, it's not. He just got an extra villager pop. So Allied tracks. He's got some elephants coming out already. He's picking up relics. So that's good. He secured those 2 relics with that wall up too. So he's happy. I've aged up. What did I go up with? I went up with a step readout. I didn't see any. I didn't see the silver tree or a trading spot, so I was just gonna commit to a stat readout. start raiding here a little bit, doing some, keeping the pressure on None. I don't want him to get too comfortable. France has upgraded his knights. So everyone's up to age 3 now. What did he age up with? He went up with the compound of the defender. Okay, that's a good move too. So he's looking to play defensively, and he's got tons of wood and gold, so he's got a good bank. Vicebro is also looking to age up. It looks like, yeah, so he just did. King's Palace. Okay, that's good. So he's going for basically triple TC. I don't know if that's the best idea, because he's got a green. The green is right here, walled off. France has been raiding him. Yeah, this alert's a little annoying. I get raided, or I get attacked here a little bit. He's got 7 horsemen and a knight. I'm pushing him back with 8 Mangadai. They would have kind of do a little bit of damage, kind of harass. And, you know, he hasn't lost anyone. I lost 2 Mangadai that were weak there. Re-upping with a couple more. Now it's basically 10 Cav Archers. And I'm just kind of trying to harass this a little bit. These guys kept getting pulled from the aggro of these 2 towers of fighting. These guys would head over here and fight. It was really annoying because I kept sending them back and they kept going. France is building rams, so he's really committing to this aggression against England. Green is starting to build up his elephant force. He's got 4. He's picking up his other relic. I was looking for those horsemen, which were chilling in his base. Looks like I'm finally burning down that one outpost. And I just have a steady stream of troops coming in. So here, I believe, I still haven't noticed that he's got all this food production coming in, which is keeping him alive right now, really. So his horsemen just got upgraded right during this raid. So I've got 1 horseman. He's traded 1 he's got 2 Mangadai, and we took out his knight and another horseman. And I've also noticed his fishing ships. So this is where he kind of just unfortunate. So France here is also fighting. He caused the villager pull. He's basically made these all unactive. You know, turned off all of these farms here. This is where, yeah, instead of King's Palace, if there's a white tower right here, that would have been huge in terms of being able to hold back this aggression. I've sunk a bunch of his fishing ships, and I'm able to kind of get out here before his horsemen can do a bunch of damage to me. I'm back down to basically 6 Mangadai, 1 of the 7 Cav Archers. Actually, my con is Mangadai. But yeah, I just bleeding his forces, and he's starting to build some archers. He's collecting gold from the side here, and yeah, this front gold of his has just been basically nullified. I've also got knights in the mix now. Trex, where's his army at? There's his elephants. He's dropping a keep. Oh, there's his army. Okay, so he's got a good mass of elephants coming up. So I sink the rest of his fishing ships, or I guess almost all of them. There's still 2. And I'm just getting these resources and kind of messing up None's production. Here we are at 18 minutes, and he's at 32 eco. So, yeah, we've basically just been hampering him this whole game with that harass. Super Oxide is pushing on the English player, but he's going to lose this ram. It's an unaccompanied push, so he must have been macroing elsewhere, and that's unfortunate. It looks like a keep was trying to get dropped here. I don't know from England or from France. They finished their bears. He's got some idle villagers here. None's pop capped. Running that second house kind of did to him. I was just skirting around, seeing what I could see. I see he's on this other gold. So I pull my Mangadai out and send in about 20 cav. So they're gonna burn this down super quick. And he's just trying to recover here what he can. He's getting his wood production up, and he's just been harassed really hard this game. I'm at 50 eco and he's at basically still 40, so he hasn't been able to really progress too hard in that. He's got a Regnitz, but he hasn't been able to pick up his T-Rex because of the pressure he's been under. Super Oxide is pushing again. This time he's accompanying the Ram, which is really good. This keep is going to do some damage to these knights here. Yeah, he's just going to rotate up. See, if he had this keep here and the white tower here, that would have helped a lot. Oh, that's not good. So now he's getting pushed by Super Oxide. He must have come down through here. And Super Oxide's coming in with 10 Scholars and 7 Elephants. So that is a self-sustaining army right there. That is going to be good to do much against. He's building a forward, he's building an inner ring of stone walls and an outer ring of stone walls. So that's really good, super defensive, and strong. And now Vice Pro is really getting attacked hard, and it's really hard to hold attacks from both sides here. It's not easy. He still luckily has this backside farms that are giving him some food production, but Super Oxide's gonna come back here and he's gonna start raiding, it looks like. I'm also raiding up here. None's down to 20 eco. I think I hit his wood villagers, so I killed a bunch of them, and so he's pretty much out of the water now. There's not much in terms of him being able to come back. Allied Trex is also looking to age up here, so he's just doing some aggression. He's not super committing, he's just staying on the outskirts, doing some damage here. Definitely forward the northern side of Vice Pro's Braids. And yeah, these knights and these archers basically just, I mean, look, these two knights are in the back here have been killing too. So yeah, this constant pressure's done a lot of damage here to Vice Pro. And Vice Pro's out of stone, out of wood. He's got a little bit of food and gold. So he's suffering bad, and Allied Trex is still pushing hard with his elephants. He wants to complete his stone wall ring here. He's probably gonna push until he has secured this this ring, I'm assuming. I don't think he's gonna back off until he does. Super Oxide is just kind of relaxing now. He is. He's got a ton of gold. His did he pick up his guild hall? Yeah, so he did pick up his guild hall, and then switched to food. I'm surprised. So he picked up his he's got so much gold, and he's generating food, which is kind of interesting. None's down to 17 eco, and yeah, he's been basically restricted to his TC. And now that it's Castle Age, this Mangonite can raid under your TC basically without any issues. I'm just taking out towers and getting the free raid bonus. And yeah, he's just it's a slow choke. I'm not bringing in siege. I was a little worried about Delhi pushing me from this top side. I knew he was walled, but I wasn't entirely sure what he was gonna do here. He's got a pretty strong base here, and he's aging up Hisar Academy, which is good. Constant creating food for him, so he's gonna have a ton of resources here shortly. It's kind of stabilized. Green did take out this whole area, and he's gonna finish up his wall here. He did not like that English presence. He wanted to get these rings expanded, which is really strong. It is a really strong position like that. France is just still mining. France is coming up to build a tower and a wood line. So I guess, yeah, France doesn't have much for wood in it. He got this wood. He might be wanting to save this forward, this close wood. For, oh, okay. So he wasn't gonna go for the wood. He was gonna go for. Oh, they're going for the wood. He's going for stone here too. Delhi's kind of checking out what's happening. France is trading for 42 gold, which isn't a ton. Donna's getting cleaned up over here. He's probably going to be quitting anytime here soon. Let's switch to Vice Bro, because he's going to be the one receiving the most attacks here, I'm pretty sure. So Delhi's taking this sacred site. Not sure why they're glowing like that. Okay. So I didn't know they glowed when they're decapping sacred sites. Is that why they're glowing? Yeah, I guess so. Wolf here up top. Vice Bros dropping the dock up top. I think he's realized that there is food to be had up here. We'll see if he takes advantage of that deep fish. I don't know if this is crossable by foot. I think you have to take a transport ship. I think I also just aged up with the white stupa, and Vice Bro is also aging up. What's he aging up with? The Berkshire Palace. So now he's got this forward key position, which is really good. I do still think that if he had the white tower here and the Berkshire Keeper, this would have been, he wouldn't have been rated so high. Or even if he had the white tower here, he would have been able to put the Berkshire, up here. So I think he went a little bit too greedy with, that much pressure that he's receiving on going on triple TC. These farms too, he needs to either finish this wall or he needs to rebuild farms back here. They're in a really exposed position. Oh, he does wall up here. I didn't even see that. Okay, so never mind. They're not in a terrible position. He does have an outer wall, but what's he got for stone? It would be good to stone wall to really slow down any push, which is something that this Delhi players definitely knows for sure. 7 elephants is a good number. He's got 2 more here. And Vice Pro's got 75 eco. Allied looks like he's got just ridiculous amount of eco. Only got 85. I'm surprised. It looks like he had a lot more. And he's pushing against Vice Pro. France is also massing an army. Cav, he's got 17 Cav and 14 archers. So he's also massing an army. Kind of pushing here, which is worrying for Vice Pro. So he's feeling the pressure. I had been checking down here to see what was happening. I did see him walling, and I wanted to go. I wasn't sure if I was going to attack green or blue super oxide or Delhi allied. I had no idea what was happening. Let's go to so I had no idea what was happening. I see Delhi's farming hard. I didn't want to hit these fishing boats. They're just kind of doing passing because I didn't know who I want to attack. I didn't want to cause any aggression yet without warranting it. So I've cleaned up his base completely, collected all those resources. I did pick up some relics with my my guy there, and my eco's at 64. So X is at 105. Super Oxide's at 81. Vice Pro's at 69. Somehow or another, I'm barely par with Vice Pro. So this is a really bold. I must have missed that. Attacking onto the keeps like that with your elephant combo, you're good. But your scholars are just absolutely wrecked. And without the scholars, these guys aren't going to be regenning. And sure, you shut down all of these farms, but I don't know if it's worth it or not. But it's pressure, and it's reducing. It's working on Vice's income always. Allied checks is wow. He's got 11k gold and 4k food, so he was really strong. I'm starting to move my base over here. I'm resetting up. Before I wanted to attack Delhi, but I knew before I attacked I really need to establish my infrastructure because I've only got 5, 6, 7 military buildings, so that's not enough to do very much. He built this dock here also, and he did not make any fishing boats. So that might have been interesting too. He had put a transport ship and dropped his his wonder or landmark out there. Viceroy's military is only 12 units, and you still got these 3 elephants really shutting down his economy. France is chopping wood on his borders, so he's getting a ton of pressure here. And yep, there's a military infrastructure getting dropped here, so he's getting ready for a big scale push. Delhi is. I'm still just chilling. I think, let's just see what I can see. Yeah, I'm dropping towers here and there. And, okay, yeah, so there we go. Finally dropping, a bunch of infrastructure. So that's 14 ranges. And then we're dropping some stables. Okay, which was necessary and about time. 30 minutes in and we didn't have a true, infrastructure going. Yeah, Delhi's just he's been harassing. He's shut down these 16 farms. I'm worried if he goes up here for England because he's not gonna be able to deal with that very well. I don't know, 17 villagers. They are English, so they can shoot him down and be basically at 10 shots. So it might be feasible. Might not be terrible. Super Oxy's got an army. He's got the Red Palace. He's dropped up here, and he's getting ready to push it. Let's see what his where's his guild hall? So he's still collecting food. He's at 3,000 food. So I think he should have been collecting stone or gold here. Okay, so he just collected his food, which is good. Yeah, now he's switching over to stone. So I guess good switch by him at that time. There's definitely time to start switching. My infrastructure is still getting built. I don't want to push until this is good to go up here. Allied Czechs is just sitting on fat resources. Look at that, 4,000 food, 6,000 wood, 15,000 gold. Super Oxy's got a lot of food. Taken from the guild hall. I got a decent amount. Let's see what our even Viceroy's got a really good amount of food. Let's see what our income per minute is at. So Super Oxide is killing it at food right now at 1,900. I'm surprised. Where is he getting so much food from? I guess he's just got a ton of villagers farming. 97. He's got 35 on food. Viceroy's got 28. I got 29. Alan's got 62. So I don't know. I have no idea how Super Oxide's making the most food right now. Maybe there's something I don't know about. Maybe his traders are bringing in food. Traders are bringing in gold. So that's crazy. I seriously have no idea how he's doing. Maybe his farms are all upgraded. I don't know. Either way, he's out farming England. Even though England's got. Well, now England doesn't. He's got 38. What's crazy is Allied Czechs has got 54 on food and getting. He's got spurts where he eats his food income. Anywho, this elephant's still back here, causing a lot of damage. He's trying to hold it. He's got a decent siege force. He's got a couple of longbowmen. These cannons are almost kind of like bait. Cannon tower. So Red's getting really starting to run out of space here. Delhi's pushing. He's taking down his landmark. And then I just have to run low on resources. got a bunch of idle bullets. Yeah, and this is just going to cause havoc. So again, you know, this Virtual Palace is holding super good here. That white tower down here earlier, or up here, if the white tower was here, this keep could have gone up over here. This never got walled off against Delhi, so it's just been kind of free raging over the wall. France is pushing in here too at the same time. So these two players really didn't want to deal with or see late game England. So again, everything's got massive amounts of resources. Oh, I was coming over here to start attacking. I think Red would be in to start talking that he was getting pushed really hard. My infrastructure's set up, and I'm building some more siege works up here because I wanted to push me. And we were saying who is closer, etc., etc. I didn't know that he had keeps. I could see the keeps, so I felt like maybe it wasn't going to be easier. And I also felt like if blue was further away, if I could do some serious damage, since he doesn't, I didn't see, you know, keeps here. I saw his walls. I figured I could come in and do a bunch of damage. And he mentioned something else. Diplomacy happened basically here, and I stopped pushing, and I brought my force to the south, which was, you know, 100 units. So France is pushing here.
Good a worker, done a
Delhi's peeled back because of my my attack. There's some sort of glitch happening here. Where they're not healing or fixing the wall properly.
I'm fine with that.
I don't know if Delhi's armor died or if Delhi just started falling back. I think they just started falling back. But there's no elephants. So it looks like Red held off Delhi. And so I just rotated my renegade south. And Vice Pro is down to his last landmark. He's getting sieged down by a couple of cannons. Cav are holding him off. The Baldaquins are holding off the Cav actually. Yeah, it takes out the cannons here. So yeah, once again, Red does a good job of holding. I don't know if he's gonna wall here. He really needs to wall. And he's repairing his keep. You know, I think he might need to commit a couple more to repairing. And that's just unfortunate. He gets all those that siege caught out, and he is fighting England or France, and he needed to have more barracks. He needed barracks. He might have gotten all burnt down. He doesn't have, well, I guess he doesn't have keeps anymore. Never mind. He was able to kill this force, but now he doesn't have anything to deal with his cannon. And these two cannons are just gonna shoot down his last landmark. We're gonna try to burn him down, but too little, too late. The units that he has in there were longbowmen, so that's unfortunate. He probably could have defended that a little bit better, but and he's building a ton of stables and he needs to be dropping barracks, but it happens. So at the same time, France is just kind of out of position here. He's massing an army. He doesn't have his gates yet. I did have this forward position. I'm transitioning my gold over here, and I could see when he was gonna attack me, and I see he's got his base over here. I'm burning down these walls. My siege is on the way. So I probably, if I hadn't gone up to Delhi and if I'd gone directly into Blue's base, Red might have lived, which actually would have made things a little bit more difficult for me at the end of it. Pilot Cuts has a disgusting amount of resources. Like I've got 17k so the super oxide. In terms of food, he's got 20k food as well, and he's got 20k. So he's just going ham. Let's go up to my vision here. So I can see that. I'm just kind of trying to see what I can see. I can see he's got a keep. So I'm going right to the south. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I saw his villagers mining, so I felt like he wasn't entirely ready. And I see his army. Tons of calves, so I'm going to just chew those up with my manga die. Kind of pull back his, pull his troops into kind of an uncomfortable position here, where he doesn't have a lot of good vision with his knights. And then I burned down one of the cannon, and I think I also see that he's building. So now that I see that he's building, I know this is kind of a last minute thought in terms of trying to put up defenses. He is starting to wall, and his army gets chewed up here pretty good. And I mean, they're still fighting. My army's getting beat up too, but his manga did a lot of damage. Here's where I have to pull my horses back to deal with his villager pull, and I have to pull my manga die back too because of that. But I do some decent eco damage here. Green's army is just massing. He's not doing anything. He's just chilling. He wants to see what happens between us, I guess. You can't really tell sometimes. So you just kind of want to see. I get kind of lucky in a sense here that I was able to hold off this attack and maintain 2 of my bombards. So I kind of destroy this proxy base, and his reinforcements are trickling in, but he doesn't have a ton of infrastructure. He's got plenty of resources. Oh no, he's way out of gold. I wonder what is he doing in the guild hall? He's going stone, like that. So he tries to build this wall up. I see him building the wall, and I just coming through these manga die in my con. I might not. It's only 15 cav archers. They're going to die. I was pretty guaranteed that they were going to die. But what was important is that they were going to be able to do a lot of eco damage. So I got a steady stream of cav showing up. So I got 20 cav here to kind of help. And he's pushing me with his siege to kind of take out my siege, and at the same time I'm just devastating his eco. We'll switch to Super Oxide's point of view. He's down to 37, 36 eco, and he's putting this wall up, and he's got a hole in the wall right here, which I got to just in time, which is going to be really painful for him to deal with. My cav was able to take out his cav force, push back his killed those cannons that he had, which was a big loss for him, and now he's just suffering on gold. He's going for my treb first, luckily, because the trebs for the Mongols are not very strong. He probably could take it on my bombard, and that would really slow down this push. But my manga die kind of show up in time. My reinforcements are here. Now I've got 44 cav units there, and I'm just sitting here at this choke point, killing some of his reinforcements, killing some of the villagers that are here. He's now sitting at 30 eco, which is super rough. I'm raiding with this cav. I want to destroy some of these proxy bases. It doesn't look like he's producing out of them. He must not have hotkeyed them. But I'm pushing up with this Mangada now to reinforce this first vanguard force that has managed to survive. It looks like he went back to his farms, but he doesn't have a lot of eco going on in there. Delhi's pushing up. His villagers were up there, so he's pulling villagers. Where is Delhi's army? So Delhi's kind of looking to take out Super Oxide. I think he felt like Super Oxide was super strong. You know, since I did have my early aggression, he must have thought that I probably wasn't in a good spot in terms of, you know, doing a lot of damage here. That manga now is here, and I just kind of have to pull these manga die and just keep kind of raiding. Now I've kind of committed with 42 of them. I still haven't noticed the manga dice, which is unfortunate. I didn't want to lose this choke. My one like kind of axes into my bonfire showed up. Reinforcements are going up. Take out a villager here, and we're kind of just slow burning our way down, but we're holding this choke here, which is really big. Because he's funneling troops here, and he's just losing them basically for nothing. And luckily, you know, I got this cat force to stop reinforcements here. Got these manga die while the bombard just kind of thumps away at this wall. Because once we get access, we can really flood in these cav. You know, I didn't want to come in through the choke again like I did last time. And because the red palace is right there, that thing just shreds all and any kind of units. Got a lone cannon out here. Delhi is just stealing everybody's resources. Look at Allied Trek's resources. He could be going for a wonder probably. He could probably buy his way, buy himself enough wood. His wood chopping is super inefficient. So I think you lost track of his wood lines there. Not to mention this, all that wood was just chopped by the English player, unfortunately. And getting lost. Where did my army go? Oh, I went raiding. I left this opening now, because I've got this force kind of thumping away at that front entry. I went north of this cav, bumped into the Delhi player. 56 miners, Jesus. And I was going north. I wanted to find more of his eco. Super Oxide still had 30 guys. I didn't know how many he had left. I thought he would have had at least another like 60 left. And I realized he was almost wiped when he stopped rebuilding things. So I'm just kind of slow thumping away with this, and the next wave of reinforcement, another 40 guys are showing up at a good time here. About 20 cav force here. We'll do a bunch of damage there. I'm still scouting out up here. Delhi's fixing up this wall that got demoed by England, and he loses probably around like 20 villagers here, I'd say. Yeah, they're getting chewed up pretty good. So he wants to build that gatehouse. He always wants to have that access, and that costs him like another 5-6 villagers. So I don't know if that's perhaps. So he sneaks around. He trying to take down my bombard. Just unfortunate, but at the same time, now we've secured this front entryway. We've taken out his monastery. He's not getting relic gold anymore. And he is super gold starved. He has this gold node in the back of his base. I don't know, saving it for precisely this situation. I think the pressure of the attack and everything got to him, and he just kind of mismacroed something there. So he's down to 18 eco, and he's trying to drop a key. He's a really ballsy move. So I'm just kind of raiding the English base to get some eco. I wanted to do it with cav, not so much cav archers. I see him dropping it here, and yeah, so he's gonna lose a ton of villagers. He's down to 7 villagers. So his eco's effectively dead in the water. Delhi has started to push me and attack me, so I see that, and I'm stopped sending reinforcements to the blue side. I'm just massing my guys right here to kind of hold off this push. Yeah, Super Oxide's down to 6 villagers, and he's trying to drop another key. So, I mean, he's got the stone for it. It is just really dangerous. He's got one lone villager health, which turned out to be the hero villager. I still fight, kind of macroing up here, kind of prepping for fighting up here, and I just noticed that he's got a keep almost down. And yeah, so Super Offset's Reaper drops down to one guy. One hero villager over here. And if this villager hadn't been selected, it had been selected, it probably got misselected. The game would have ended for Super Offset because he wouldn't have had a way to drop. Ellie has pushed me, and uses all these chances for basically nothing. He didn't think that I had a military force ready. At the same time, he's coming up to take a bunch of wood, because he was wood starved. And he notices I got my teeth and he drops this. I do not notice, I do not have these towers upgraded. So this one was going to be a little bit painful. Yeah, Super Offside still at 1 eco. And he's dropping a TC. So he does a really good job in recovering. Scrapping back. And so I finally noticed that this was happening. He almost burns down my landmark. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And I decided to upgrade those towers. So Super Offside is just is able to come back with this one build. He's got no resources. Let's just allied defense. These towers are starting to upgrade. I do still have a free tower, so when this tower dies, I can shoot my villagers. I have a decent army here, and I came up with these knights to find said villagers for this keep. So I do find him. I see he's been, he was chopping the wood, so I farmed these real quick. And I just sacrifice 21 horsemen, well, 19 knights, 2 horsemen. So I just sacrifice them to take out this keep. The cannon towers are coming up, so it's just worth it. Allied Trek's just macroing tons of units. The only bad thing is his infrastructure was built to fight red, and they gotta travel all the way over here. Towers are up. I just pulled these. Once the cannon towers up, I just pull these villagers out, and we're just gonna go find gold elsewhere. I still have plenty of gold nodes all over. This whole island is just full of gold still too, so I wasn't really pressed for resources. And not to mention I'm raiding here a bunch, so I'm able to. So my eco is only 80. I got up to a decent spot where I had 80 eco and enough to sustain myself with that 80 eco. So having 120 army really allowed me to be able to fight these armies dominantly. Now that I really get it. So his forward keep here is going to drop. He takes out all my knights, but the big thing was it gave time for these towers to upgrade. He's also built Sebex. This was an iffy call. They take up a lot of Bobcat. Yeah, 6. So that's 18 Bobcat that can fight on the water side and kind of help you get, I guess, a foothold, but it's not super strong. So he's pushing me, and while he was pushing me here, I still had a ton of military. I'm dropping my monument and I'm dropping a bunch of towers. So while I'm microing that, I notice his army's here. And apparently just not reacting. Okay, there we go. Sending that army up. This base over here was still getting burnt down. He's up to 2Cs and Super Oxide's once again working on that. This armor's just gonna come up here. Mine's gonna go down, and I'm gonna lose a bunch of numbers. My eco's down to 60, but I need my military is also good. This is gonna make pushing this very difficult. So the numbers up. You can go for safer sites and destroy my wonder. We'll go to Super Oxide real quick. He's at the 12 again, so he's got 2 TCs going for 50, so he's gonna try to get back in this game as hard as he can. I still have a good force here, 40 military. That's just gonna mop up this base. I probably could have left this market for trading reasons. But I knew he was close to dead because he stopped sending military units. So I figured it'd be best just to burn it down. Delhi here again, he's massing his force up. Got his villagers, but my armor's just kind of ready to do whatever, you know, at any given time. That's the plus with the Cav army. You can just be super mobile about it. So I'm holding kind of a forward position to see what's happening. He's kind of attacking me with a semi-piecemeal army while trying to set up a proxy base. I think he's pop cap. And 18 of his pop cap. Oh wow, 24 of the army. So yeah, you can win close and short just like that. I just have to go back a little bit, which is fine. All my infrastructure is out of range. The towers are coming up. They're all getting upgraded with cannon towers. So pushing this on foot is not going to happen. This has to be pushed with siege. So he's at 3 TCs. Super Oxide is trying to rally here, which is good. And then I did pick up the relics. I don't know. I have to get the relics. I see his army here, and I just commit these knights here just to kind of wear him down. I don't want him to accumulate a big force. So I send him the knights. He's doing a decent amount of damage, and I can kind of see what he has for army. And then I bring in a couple more knights, drop my attack speed, and yeah, we're gonna just clean up this whole force, which is really expensive in terms of gold and wood more than anything. I didn't know Allied Treks was suffering for wood, but yeah, it's definitely a big factor. So this forward proxy attempt was cleaned up, and you know it's kind of unfortunate because if he had 20 more armies, he definitely could have held on a little bit better here. So this is kind of a misplay with the ships. I mean, it was good for like a foothold, but after he had that foothold, it pushed back those first knights. Even just one ship should have been enough. Pushing into 3-4 ships like that was definitely a little bit of overcommitted population. So his army's, you know, rallying, and I see his army now. I know I can fight it. It's only 33 pop cap. I see that, you know, his ship's hitting me, so I try to skirt out of range. If I'm out of range, I can just, you know, I'm still wearing down his army. That's kind of what Mongols actually did, just stay out of range. But, you know, over here they're attacking this infrastructure that is producing units. But I'm just a little bit out of range. And this is 20 population that could have been fighting. But Aletrix has the resources. 100%. I think he actually dropped a... Yeah, so he did drop a wonder too, but it was after me. He drops the wonder to secure, if he does take mine down, to secure the victory. You know, it probably would have been better for him to... He probably could have pushed Sacred Site and Sacred Site. I would have reacted, obviously, for my Sacred Site. Yeah, it's just a hard push here. I got reinforcements close, and it's Cav, so it's gonna get there quicker. And your forward base will just get burned. Over here on this backside, this army, I don't know if I pulled it out. Oh yeah, they went and checked around over here. I saw everything was walled. I wanted to raid Super Oxide. I knew that he was still alive. He must have been rebuilding because they still had the Red Palace. Little did I know he was already up to. I didn't think he could rebuild this fast. He's up to 50 eco. I have 70 eco. I was rebuilding villagers. And that's at 80 eco. Yeah, so I did pick up that extra relic down here. Oh, here comes my monk. I must have misclicked it because I pick up the relic and I hadn't shift clicked it back. So he grabs it and he dies. So unfortunate. Nothing could have gotten him over with it. But again, you know, I cleaned up his base. Still running his top cap. The worst thing I want him to do is gain any momentum with his forward position. So we're just pushing it back. So I think this is wild, but I don't have it. And my force that I'd raided Super Oxide is back. So I got a full. I've plenty of army to fight these guys at full submission. And you know, sure I lose these guys. He's able to hold the fort here, but it's not gonna do too much. Kind of unfortunate to have these two sheep here. Those two sheep are two sheep that aren't gonna be spawned over here. But yeah, I mean, he wipes that army, he starts pushing forward, he wants to push under the cover of these boats, and he really needs to just delete these boats. They're helping with the beachhead, but everything is further inside. Like this is the closest you can get to pushing my infrastructure, but you're not reaching it. So I got a bunch of outposts up. They're not all upgraded, looks like, but a decent amount are. I'm mining here. Blue is still massing. Yeah, so blue's gonna go pick up that gold now. He way overcommitted to scholars. Or you know what he probably did? He probably emptied his scholars. Okay, so he has still 3 here. He must have emptied them from the madrasa because there was one with 14 that I saw earlier. So he emptied all of his scholars to free up top cap space. And yeah, I mean that was basically another 15 pop cap that was getting kicked out. But yeah, he's got another 6 scholars back in his base too that he could free up. At 3, 6, 7. And he's trading. Okay. Yeah, so good that he did clear up that pop space. But now time is running out, and we're about halfway to the 6.5 minutes. So that's pretty rough. Income per minute. Alatrix is winning in food. I'm doing decent in food. I got 2k. I am beating him in gold. So that's big too. That these 14 villagers count as like basically 21 villagers on gold. I don't even have my gold fully upgraded, so I guess I could have been with a higher gold. Super Oxide is trying to get his gold sorted out. He's sending 3 villagers at a time. And I'm just chilling. Maintaining my 60 Mangadai force and about 52 cav. So no real sense of pressure in terms of pushing. Time is on the high side. I didn't want to get in front of this. I'm coming here. I think I got my I got my defense which is +2 on 5 seconds. Is actually a little longer because I have to upgrade to 7 seconds, if not more. So yeah, he tries to push forward, and he's just chewing up his gold income actually, because he used. I mean, I think he used a lot of his gold in making that wonder. He must have traded a lot for that wonder. So now he's gold starved. He's he's built this army, but he's gold starved. You can tell. Siege was probably the best way to play now. Or the Mangadai is Mangadao, or I don't think he gets revolved with Mangadao. And Spearman to deal with the cav dives. And then it's up to me to out micro. Sorry, the siege. And that was one thing I definitely didn't have a lot of, was I didn't have siege workshops. I had one back here. I could double produce units. I was upgrading my siege over here. So he sends a raiding force smartly further north to kind of flank. So we fight this first force. I'm bringing in my Mangada to kind of help with my knights. Pulling back my knights a little bit just to churn. And I do remember at this point, Blue was saying he was going to start pushing out, and that he wanted to know how entrenched I was. And Green was telling him he's not very entrenched, and I told him that I was very entrenched. So he's got his army, and he's trying to pull up. I think we're down to 3 minutes. So he's got the army that he's been able to scrap together. Trebs, which are okay, but need a lot more firepower. I see his ships. So I hit him with these with the bombards, which is actually probably good for him. And I knew his army was coming because I had sent 2 bombards before those. We had taken out one of his outposts, or he took out those bombards. I was bringing the bombards to kind of raid his base to take him out. But I know his army's here. I can actually, I can see his army. So it was pretty separated. This is horseman and archer, so it's not going to hold up very well. I'm sure it's going to catch me, but it's going to be doing a fraction of the damage that I'm going to be doing to them. He tries to get a couple of treb shots, but now he's too whittled down, his force, and I'm just pulling him back. So the second he starts retreating is the moment that I know that he knows his force is too weak, and I can tell that it's too weak to do anything. So I just pull through. And I'm just going for these trebs. I'm just running them through. I'm going for the trebs. Over here, we took down 2. He's got 1 and 1 that's got barely any life left. Now he's massed up a good army too. Let's go to his. Allied Trex is at 125 military. And he's pushing up with these. I think I see. Yeah, these sheep. The sheep see the cannons as well as my cannon towers. So after cleaning up Blue's army, I'm just returning to base with these. And I clear up some more pop space. I send these knights to the north. Kind of flank. I knew that he was sending the cannons up to kind of flank me. I think he was gonna come over and try to get a one-shot. I'm still building cannon towers over here. And this was a pinning force. I knew it was a pinning force. And I guess he was coming over to fight me with these cannons. But I'd come for the flank. So I thought he was going to flank all the way up and around with those cannons. And I guess he thought he did, but he didn't think his force was going to get wiped. So coming in with the full enclosed there. And yeah, it was a fun match. It was kind of long. But it was really fun to play. So I hope you guys enjoyed the match. And yeah, thank you for watching.